This is Group C, and this is another team matchup. I think we have one more of these. That's the Paralyzed versus Hyuk game, because both those guys are on SKT Telecom 1. But both of these guys are on WeMade Fox. Shine versus Mind. Shiny Mind. And they both even look kind of similar. But here we go. I love the wildly unpredictable nature of team matchups, so this should be a fun one. And this is a potentially group-deciding game, which makes it even better. I'll tell you how in a minute. But this is on Aztec. Here we go. Shine knows how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He knows how to count to 6 anyway. I don't know if he can make it further. But here we go. Except, down at the 5 o'clock position in green is Shine. No, Mind. So that means down at the 8 o'clock position in orange is Mind. I mean Shine. It's alright, let's get to the predictions before I read my Who's Screwed, Who's Not So Screwed score sheet. Here's one from MS9Ball, writes, Shine will own Mind like a lion eating another less exciting lion. Poor Mind. Here's another one from Believe That, writes, Mind will move into the round of 8. My reasoning is that a clairvoyant octopus told me so. Smiley face. You know, I don't think Paul the Octopus is still alive. So I think you're full of crap, buddy. Unless Paul the Octopus has a cousin or something. Like Tom the Octopus, the clairvoyant octopus. Anyway. It's alright. Here's my Who's Screwed, Who's Not So Screwed score sheet for this particular matchup. Oh, it looks like a 9 pool coming up for Shine, too, so he's going for an aggressive strat against his teammate. At least he didn't go for a 5 pool. That would have made for some, for an awkward dinner at the team house. But alright, here's my Who's Screwed, Who's Not So Screwed score sheet. Alright, if Mind wins this thing, the group's going to be pretty much up in the air. No telling who's going to win. Although Stork, in either scenario, Stork has a very good chance of moving out into the round of 8. There's a very high statistical chance that's going to happen. The only way it couldn't happen is if he's caught in a upper rung tiebreaker, which has 2 winners come out of it. If he was like the third player in there and didn't win, that's the only reason he wouldn't move into the round of 8. And I can't really see that happen. I don't see that happening with Stork. But if Shine wins this matchup, the group is decided, and Shine and Stork move out into the round of 8 together. So I'm imagining Stork backstage with a couple of pom-poms. Like, go Shine! Although he can't like Shine that much. I mean, Shine knocked him out other round of 8 in the Ever OSL. So maybe he's back there with just one pom-pom, just kind of half-assedly. He's like, yay, Shine, I guess, whatever. Probably end up facing him in the round of 8 again, but go Shine. But alright, there's Mind looking around for the base. And he does have one single Marine out, and this could actually be tough for Mind. He's got to pull some SCVs to protect himself, especially considering this is a lower main. The mains are lowered, so fighting up that hill is going to be even more difficult. So yeah, he's taking the bottom of this. This is smart of Mind. He's taking the bottom with these SCVs, so it means that Mind, he's going to, Shine rather, is going to probably be able to pick off 1 or 2 SCVs, but Mind, he's still fighting up a hill, so it's still going to be difficult to get rid of those Zerglings. But this is a smart strategy from Shine already. I mean, this is not his best matchup, but he's already come to this with a good game plan. I'm not sure if it's going to work out too well for Shine, though. There is a base being built, and that's going to help block, too, so that's kind of a smart block as he's preparing his second base. But Shine, he doesn't have any reinforcement Zerglings on the way, which makes me think he is transitioning right now. Only going to use these first 6 Zerglings to try to get some damage done, but they're probably not going to get any damage done now. That Mind has More Marines out. Oh, Mind being surrounded there. Get some nice micro by Mind, though. Saves all of his Marines. Nicely done, Shine. Looking PO'd as he loses all of his Zerglings. He was just trying to pick off one or two Marines to make it easier for himself to defend, but now he has to deal with all 5 of these Marines working their way towards his base. Here's the Terran Academy on the way, as the second base will be done soon. 2 for Mind, so Mind is actually in the advantageous position in this game now. Mind is working his way towards this natural expansion. This could be bad for Shine, because Shine, he doesn't really have any Zerglings out, so he's got to start pumping them now, and might even have to transfer his drones, or fight with his drones, because, oh, some additional Marines on the way too, finding an Overlord in the middle. As Shine tries to get away from this, I think he's going to lose the Overlord, though. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close, but okay, Mind trying to get rid of that thing. And he is going to kill the Overlord. Shine is not going to be able to protect it. So things are not going Shine's way in this game. He's looking very sad, actually. But, okay, there's Mind. He still has a nice grouping of Marines, and he saved them all. So once he gets the medics out, those medics will help heal the rest of the Marines. He'll be able to do a very hurtful attack at the front from at Shine's natural expansion, especially if he hasn't thrown down any Sunkens by the time that happens. But Shine is going into standard 3-hatch Muta, it seems. And Mind preparing at the front, getting a nice block there in case. I mean, he knows his teammate. You can tell he knows his teammate inside and out. He's like, yeah, he's probably going to go for a run-by, a Ling run-by. So I'm going to prepare for that, and he is completely prepared for that. But Shine playing it safe. He's grouping up some Zerglings at the front just to see when Mind moves out, so that's not a big deal. But the Firebat's on the way. Now that there are 2 Firebats, I think that Shine is actually going to have to put down some Sunken Colonies, because I think that Mind is going to push it. So there's some speedy Zerglings. The Zerglings do have speed now. So Shine might go for a run-by, and he might try to snipe some of the SCVs at the natural expansion. I think he could do that if he focused hard enough on running down, picking those off, looking at the first-person perspective of Mind. He does have those troops positioned at the front, looking for any incoming Zerglings. Gets a scan inside of the main, making sure that there's not a tech switch or anything from Shine. Yeah, he doesn't see anything else. He sees the lair, and I'm not even sure if he saw the spire. I don't think he saw the spire because it's hidden to the side of that one hatchery. I think it is anyway. But Shine has no Sunkens at the front. He's very confident in his Mutalisk micro, but the Mutalisks are going to be on the way right now. And there they come from the larvae. So he's going to be able to protect himself as long as he keeps his Zerglings alive. If he keeps his Zerglings alive, he'll be able to get a nice surround on those troops. But if the Zerglings die, he's going to need Sunken Colonies, so got to keep those things alive. Hello, white person. And there's the grouping from Mind moving out. Mind is not pushing his luck, though. He's waiting for a little bit more troops before he moves out. Playing defensively, building turrets at home, preparing for that Mutalisk harassment. And I think that is range for the Marines to deal with the Mutas. I don't think they have +1 yet. They might, though. If they have +1 before... No, they do not have +1 because the engineering bay is researching that right now. So here comes Shine grouping up. There are only a couple of turrets in, though. So if he comes in behind that main, I think he would have been able to get a lot of damage done. Not sure why he's grouping up down here looking for another opening into this base. He finds 1 turret. There's going to be 2 turrets there protecting the barracks soon. So Mind is playing... Well, Shine, God, I've been messing up their names this entire game and having to compensate with different things that I wanted to say. But Shine has, he hasn't been playing as aggressively as I think he needs to. He is definitely playing conservatively. He needs to go in, snipe some SCVs, because there are some gaps in the defenses from Mind. Although the third base coming up now from Shine, and he has 2 drones just in case to morph those creep colonies at the front. This is good for him. The Queen's Nest on the way for him, and now he's got to start morphing those Sunken Colonies. And I think he will be morphing those soon. Does have that third base up already, and I think he has enough troops to defend it too. Working on getting his lurkers. Got those Hydralisks at the front already. And he has plenty of Mutalisk out in the field to deal with this, even with +1 upgraded. Oh, Mutalisk goes down, and not much damage there. Here comes a nice pincer from Shine, getting a pincer on all of these troops. Didn't send in all of his Zerglings at the same time, though, but he does whittle down the troop, even though there are some reinforcements from Mind. He did lose a lot, and that's going to delay his push, which makes Shine's third base a little bit safer, especially considering he's probably going to have lurkers protecting that third base once Mind moves out. Alright, Mind is prepared for more Mutalisk harassment. He's doing well in his defense. Does have a couple of tanks. And now Shine has got to back off, just make sure his third base is okay. Make sure he knows when Mind is moving out, so get those lurkers into position. And the lurker's getting ready to pop up, so that means he'll have adequate defense at all of his bases, at least till the science vessel pops up. But I'm sure these guys know each other so well. Shine is going to know exactly when to go in with a couple of Scourge. He knows the science vessel timing from Mind. Taking out some more troops, few troops, and critically one medic. Always best to focus on the medic. Take out the medic, because with the medic gone, you can get a nice pincer attack, and the Terran player can't do much about it. But this is going to be another full assault from Shine. He's going in here with all of his lurkers. Couldn't get close enough with his lurkers, though, I think. Oh, this might be bad for him. He's taken down half of the troops, but the rest of the lurkers being attacked by the tanks. The tanks taking everything down. That was a failed attack from Shine, but I think he's still okay because he has that third base up and running just fine. If he groups up his troops, gets some more lurkers out, I think he'll be okay to protect his front. He still hasn't thrown down any sunken colonies, and he's building his defiler mound. Man, I don't know. Irradiate on the grouping of mutas. But I was going to say, I don't know about him not putting down sunkens. I mean, he's saving cash by doing this, but he's going to need them soon at the front. He has nothing else to protect himself. Although once the siege comes into play, I guess they wouldn't have helped that much anyway. But there's the siege from Mind, and there's Shine backing off. He is putting one sunken colony at the front, just to kind of act as a meat shield to take the siege damage. Waiting on that defiler consume. He's researching consume right now, but it might be a bit too late. This is a quick push from Mind, and he's still coming in here, sacrificing a few Zerglings just to buy some time. A couple of Mutalisks just going in. I don't know where the Scourge. Oh, wasn't focusing in with the Scourge, but he did take down one science vessel. The second vessel is still in, though, and with that one science vessel, Mind is going to be able to push this all the way to the main. So where's that defiler? The defiler is needed right now. They're Shine putting down a few more sunken colonies, trying to get a nice delay tactic. This is a delay tactic to make sure those tanks die. He does take down the tanks, but everything else is going down. Oh, man, but with the tanks out, once he gets the defiler out and the consume and the dark swarm, he's going to be able to push this back. But where are the defilers? Oh, man, I know he has consume research done by now, because as soon as his defiler mountain popped up, he started researching that. But I still don't see the defilers. Still no defilers, but he does have a Nidus Canal pushing at the front, and Mind is actually backed off for some reason. I have no idea why Mind is backed off from that natural expansion. I think he could have taken down that natural, but I think he's just grouping up more troops to give himself a more advantageous push through the natural expansion, but I still think he could have taken it out, even without tanks. Or maybe he's expecting the defilers that never came. I still don't see any defilers. There is the defiler mound out, but still no defilers yet. Okay, there's one defiler from Shine. He has that consume, and now he's ready to protect his front. Throws down one dark swarm over the lurkers, and he has the Nidus Canal, so he'll be able to protect his third base too. Moving out with a few Zerglings. Dark Swarm, couple of Dark Swarms to fight back the rest of the Medic and Marine squad. You know, Mind has got to wait till he gets more tanks. I think that's why he backed off in the first place. He's like, well, I don't have any tanks. I'm going to get screwed if I go into the main and get trapped there. But I think there was one irradiate on that one defiler. And now Mind is actually grouping up outside of that 12 o'clock position, trying to corner Shine as far as that goes. But Mind coming in here with a couple of vultures. He's actually going bio-vulture, bionic vulture or something, which is Medic Marine and with vultures, which is actually extremely tough to deal with for a Zerg player once you get the mines out. because the Mind's dragging into everything and just makes it so much harder for everything. And that's some nice Vulture micro from Mind, too, although I don't think he's going to get too much else done up here, even with the Mind dragging into the Zerglings. But yeah, the rest of the Vultures going down. They have 4 factories from Mind. This is a strange build from him. But he is way over Shine as far as macro goes. Shine, I don't know why, but he's falling so far behind this game. He already put down his own 4th base, but Mind is actually working on his 4th base. He's macroing like crazy, and he is coming in with a strange strategy, Bio Vulture, which should help him keep that map control. But all right, let's see what Shine can do against the drop strategy now from Mind. Mind is going to go in with a Vulture drop. Probably inside that natural expansion, but here comes Shine to protect his front. He is getting some troops up, but there are those fire bats at the front, and I think that's going to make his life a living hell. But Shine still going back and forth with a couple skirts looking for a drop. He knows his opponent's going to drop, but he just doesn't know that it's coming from the south here, and this could be very bad for Shine. Okay, Shine saw it, actually. Shine did see it. Shine sees it. Say that 5 times fast, but he's going to lose all of his important tech buildings there. A lot of lurkers being morphed, actually, by Shine. Sweat dripping off of his forehead. But he's going to lose a Defiler Mound, and I think that Mind's going to be able to take this game. I mean, with all of his important tech gone, Shine's going to be spread too thin. He's not going to be able to do anything, especially considering Mind has 4 bases now over just barely 4 from Shine. Is going to lose his base up at the 12 o'clock. Shine is just, he is not that great versus Terran. I've seen him play like this versus many, many other Terrans. He should just keep with his unique style that he likes to do with Guardians. He usually goes for Guardians versus Terran. It doesn't work out all the time, but hey, it works out more than the standard play that he's showing off today. But okay, he is protecting that 12 o'clock. Mind coming in with a few additional troops. And yeah, Mind showing that he still has pretty solid versus Zerg play. I mean, it was a strange build from him, but it worked out great. I mean, he's laying mines everywhere, killing all the troops in the middle. And yeah, look at this, just scattershot factories everywhere. You can tell he probably hasn't practiced where to put his factories on this map, where to line them up, because he's just building them everywhere. But he's working on his 5th base now as Shine still dwindling, and he's not going to be able to deal with these Vultures at all. The Vulture's coming in, scanning to get rid of the Lurker. The Lurker goes down. And yeah, look at all these Vultures. This is ridiculous. GG from Shine. Taken down by the teammate. But that's the way the teammates matchups always go. You never know who's going to win these things. Alright, Mind finally gets a win in this group, and you can tell he kind of smirked there. He's trying to hide the smirk because it's his teammate after all. But, alright, let's move on to Group D now.